I wrote this one in about an hour and 10 minutes while I was working on the second draft of my book and then took a break, but still had the writing bug. I call this one Love Leaves Fingerprints. This is original, and it's Raymond Reddington reading it out loud. Here you go. But love is different. Love teaches you things you never intended to learn. It teaches you patience when every instinct in your body is screaming to walk away. It teaches forgiveness when pride is begging you to keep score. It teaches you that another person's happiness can somehow become as important to you as your own. Sometimes even more important, and occasionally, love teaches you how to lose. And that may be its cruelest lesson. Because loving someone doesn't guarantee that they'll stay. It doesn't promise you a happy ending. People leave. People change. Sometimes they die. Sometimes they simply become someone you no longer recognize, and yet somehow what they taught you remains. A favorite song you never would have listened to, a restaurant you still avoid because sitting at that particular table feels like visiting a grave, a ridiculous little phrase that they used to say to you that suddenly you hear coming out of your mouth years later. Love leaves fingerprints everywhere. And perhaps that's the point. We spend so much of our lives trying to protect ourselves from pain, building walls, lowering expectations, convincing ourselves that needing another person is some terrible weakness. And then someone comes along and suddenly the walls have windows. You begin seeing the world through another person's eyes. You become softer in places that you thought had hardened permanently. Braver in places you never realized you were afraid. And when it ends, and everything ends eventually, you are not the person you were before it began. That is why love is the best teacher. Not because every lesson is pleasant. Quite the opposite. Love will humble you, frighten you, break your heart with astonishing precision. But if you're fortunate, it will also teach you how deeply you are capable of feeling, how much you are capable of giving, and perhaps most importantly, how much of another human being can remain inside you long after they're gone. Experience teaches us how to survive the world. Love teaches us why surviving the world is worthwhile.